Good morning, welcome back. If you were watching earlier, we just finished a flight into Argyle International Airport here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the A330-900 from Virgin Atlantic. And now we are back here a little bit earlier in the morning, about 6 a.m. Local time. We're not on live time, just going by the real life takeoff for the flight. And we're at I just said Argyle International Airport. And this is a pretty good freeware airport. Don't mind any missing textures. That's on my end for some reason. Flight Simulator is just being very bad at keeping textures loaded in lately for some reason. Got a beautiful sunrise in the works. So hopefully we'll be taxiing before the sun gets too high in the sky. This is World Tour Flight 207. Welcome in. We're flying from St. Vincent and the Grenadines just down to Grenada. Short flight again, 79 nautical miles, direct line. Probably end up being about 100, all said and done. But getting a few of these short flights in here. We're gonna have quite a few more as we island hop here in the Caribbean. But today, or on this flight, we're going to get into the PMDG Boeing 737-700, and hopefully I remember how to get things started up. I should, having flown this plane so many times back in X-Plane, but haven't flown it enough here in this sim. All right, let's get the flashlight on because some things started. We're going to hop up here. We do have a ground power available, so let's get the battery switch on. Go. And we'll turn on the ground power as well. Figure out where the... Brighten up these panels so we can see what we're trying to do. Flood. Okay, so plane should be getting started. Really should get a good kind of workflow here. I don't remember how to do everything. Every time I do this, I forget certain things. We do have the battery on, and we have ground power. That's what we want. Now, arm the emergency exit lights. Want the position lights on steady for now. Wing and wheel well we'll put on. If I haven't flown this since the last time, because I've been able to do it without a checklist, if I'm remembering right. Hey, Flight Sim Brazil, welcome in. Kind of want to do some testing first. Just want to make sure all of our lights are working. Okay, that looks good. Well, let's go up top. I want to make sure we have this lining. I should have an operating manual for this plane, but probably don't have it printed off. Kind of flying by the seat of my pants at the moment. Let's get GSX Pro going. Let's start getting passengers loaded in. Ways we can go to FS action. Okay, we got to enter that IRS position. I'll do payload, and what I like to do is I just like to have this already loaded up. What we need. We're gonna go into sim brief panel. Yes, no. That's the new one. All right, so our Caribbean 200, Boeing 737. That's all there. We'll get back to that a little bit later. I want to look at the payload. So fuel. The fuel page. Fuel, we need 3,900. So we'll just go solid 4,000. Simple. In pounds for some reason, so we gotta always, which is my days. Get back into here. We're S actions. Fuel. Need 4,000 kilos. Payload, we're gonna have 114 passengers. Cargo 3144, so we'll do 1,500 up front, and in the rear we'll do be good for that. Get the passengers loading up now.
Boarding requested.
Alright, so we need, look at our flight plan as well. Oh, init ref page. Reference airport today. Go on to summary. Tango, Victor, Sierra, Alpha. We're at gate 7. Oh, we'll go to the route. Again, origin, and our destination is Tango, Golf, Papa, Yankee. outside for a second, see what sun's coming up. Ooh, we're actually gonna have passengers loading. Well, last flight it was perfect as far as the jetway and everything working. It's not working perfectly here. We're kind of through the cockpit, which isn't disturbing us at all, but we'll board everyone. I think they also want to do some loading from the rear. Well, how that goes. Alright, continuing back in here, we got our destination, flight number 200. Get our flight clearance so we know which runway we're going to do.
Argyle Tower, Caribbean Airlines 200, gate 7. Request clearance to Tango Golf Depart Yankee with information. Pushback.
Caribbean Airlines 200, clear to Maurice Bishop via Goat 1 Alpha, departure, runway 04, initial climb 3000, then as filed, squawk 6551.
Cleared to Maurice Bishop via Goat 1 Alpha, departure, runway 04, initial climb 3000, then as filed, squawk 6551. Caribbean Airlines 200.
Caribbean Airlines 200, read back correct, when ready, contact Argyle ground 121.9er.
When ready, contact Argyle ground 121.9er. Caribbean Airlines 200.
Alright, so we'll put our course in 36 for our takeoff runway. Kind of taking my time on here. Runway 04. Next page is our route. Okay. Passengers there. They got the stairs in the back, but I don't think they need them. Just gonna go all jetway. Barely see them. Jetway's not fully extended. Glass is kind of overflowing. But there it is. There are the passengers coming on board. Where's Sim Brief go? Sim Brief. Here's our route. We're going direct to Sierra Victor, which I think is the VOR for this airport. Yeah, right there. So we'll do the DME, I think. Sierra Victor, and we'll take the Airway A324 to the Grenada bar. Going direct for some. And we'll hit activate. Cute. Alright. Performance. We are doing a cruise of 120. Flight level 12,000. Load. Fuel weight. Reserves are going to be they're 1875, so 1.9. Cost index of 61. And our flight plan fuel is 4. Execute. Page 2. Good. N1 limit. Use this calculator. This calculator is called VAS Airplane Toolbox. You can find it on Xplane forums.org. I'm gonna have to put a link to it in the future. I don't have it showing on the screen yet, but it actually has every airplane you could ever need. It has calculators for all of them, and it's totally free, and it works really cool. It's got a takeoff and landing calculators. It's got a checklist, all that stuff. It's really cool. Just discovered this morning because the only calculator I have, which I paid for, I kind of not happy that I paid for it now, is the one for the A320. That's good for that plane, but I need more, and it doesn't have a landing calculator, so this might be the better option. So let me see if I can. I'll save it for the. What happens when you do something like this on the fly? But I think there's my calculator. We already have the information in, so we'll just calculate that. And you can see it's given us our flaps, this is the, 24K. Okay, that's really cool. See, this is what I wanted, 24, because I never know what to do on this. So 24K, N1, 89.1. You set that there. But 53 degrees. Put that in first, see what. Yeah, there it goes, 89.1. I don't know what we do with the climb too. I'm still kind of learning this stuff, but that actually helps a little bit that we actually have something that I can get this temperature for. We got our V speeds. They're going to be, so we're doing flaps 1. Only flaps 1? Oh, look at that. Yeah, the speeds match up for the most part. Here it's saying 130. 135. I usually do flaps 5, so I don't know. That's different. Center of gravity is 24.7. Trim is 4.97, so we're gonna 4.75, right? $4.97, so it's 5. Anything else we got here? Runway and wind. See that margin right there, 353. So I'm surprised they don't have put the wind in. It's actually pretty cool. Extra stuff. Takeoff speed's deleted. Have to change that again. Runway slope. I believe it has this. It doesn't have the slope. I assume temperature. Yeah, but this is. So if I would change some things, for example, let's say I change the flaps. Let's go flaps 5, right? Calculate. Now you can see it's got flaps 5. We got a little bit bigger margin. Our speeds are a little different. I think I'm going to do that, just to have that more margin, a little bit more of a margin. I usually just do that 5 any 1200. Doesn't have the runway slope on this calculator, unfortunately. It'd be pretty cool if it did. Alright, so it's showing the V speeds a little bit different. 124, that matches up. 127 and 133. So we'll go with what the plane's spitting out, but you can see it's really close to what the calculator's putting. That's pretty cool. Really like that. Takeoff weight, we're a little bit more than the calculator calculating. That's pretty cool. So Highly recommended if you're looking for a cool calculator. It's called VAS Airplane Toolbox. I'll put a link for that in the description and future flights because I think I'm going to be using this all the time. It's even got a landing calculator, which is really cool. Now trying to load the weather for our landing. But let's put that away for now. And it sounds like the passengers are all on board. We want to go flaps 5. 124, 20, 130. Well, actually, the aircraft is showing a little bit less than what the calculator was giving us. All right, I think we are set on that. So we actually need the line. Kind of taking my time on this. It's been a while. Trying to do things right. Works. Yeah, immediately because we were already lined up. There's that sun rising. So we have that. Let's go up here. Let's start the APU. APU start. There it is. Plane, it's all up here. How's everyone doing this morning? You know, I need a little bit longer flight so I can talk about this, but I think once we get up in there, I'll kind of throw it out there. I had a pretty interesting couple weekends ago at work. I don't think I mentioned at all on any of the streams. All right, there's the APU. Over to APU. Far along. Down here and remove the ground power. We have the APU going now. Okay, air conditioning going. Window heat, probe heat, turn on the hydraulic pumps, also turn on all the fuel pumps, get those going. Yaw damper on, and we are ready for pushback. Right, runway 4, so we're going to want our tail going off towards that other Caribbean airline. Yeah, jetway is being a little weird. Make sure we close all of our doors.
Argyle Tower, Caribbean Airlines 200, Gate 7, request clearance to Maurice Bishop with information, Pushback.
Caribbean Airlines 200, clear to Maurice Bishop via Gate 1 Alpha, departure, runway 04, initial climb 3000, then as filed, squawk 6546.
Cleared to Maurice Bishop via Gate 1 Alpha, departure, runway 04, initial climb 3000, then as filed, squawk 6546. Caribbean Airlines 200.
Caribbean Airlines 200, red back correct, wind ready, contact Argyle ground 121.9er.
Let's see if we can get actually contact ground.
Wind ready, contact Argyle ground.
Because it didn't want to let me do it
Caribbean
before.
Airlines 200.
I guess she's locking in the pin there. At ground. It keeps telling me to contact ground. I don't have that frequency though. There it is. FS HUD doesn't want to let me contact ground for some reason. Alright, we're going to do a quick edit pushback so we get our pushback where we actually want it. Still losing a little bit of texture over there. It's very frustrating. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Guess that's as good a spot as any. Parking brake. Wait. Brake not relief. Because we need to go here, do it. Ground services and fuel chocks. Start our engines. We will turn off the packs. Great ignition today. Start engine. Get to 20 on the N2. We're going to bring up the fuel cutoff. Starting engine 1.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine
Alright, so I was just putting in our... I forget what our cruise is. In brief, and check it out. My cruise is 120, so we'll just put the cruise level. Then I had the airport, our takeoff elevation, which is 136. We'll go 150. Our landing elevation, though, is going to be lower, so we're going to change that once we get in the air, and we are good to go. Push that to 50 for 45 feet. All of our window heat is on. We do have the engine. Let's get Gen 2 and Gen 1. Gen 1 for our power, and we can turn off the APU. APU bleed off, and we'll turn back on the packs. Anti-collision lights on, logo lights on. Turn off the wheel well. Runway, taxi. We have that good engine start, so we'll get GSX to disconnect.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Argyle ground, Caribbean Airlines 200, gate 7, request
A little bit behind on the
startup.
ATC.
Caribbean Airlines 200, pushback and startup approved.
Pushback and startup approved, Caribbean Airlines 200. Argyle ground, Caribbean Airlines 200, request taxi.
Caribbean Airlines 200, taxi to holding point, runway 04 via Alpha Bravo.
Taxi to holding point, runway 04 via Alpha Bravo, Caribbean Airlines 200.
Hey, RTO for our auto brakes. Set the flaps to 5. Verify takeoff speeds. Here. Yeah, it's saying verify because they don't match. But I'd rather have a little bit higher, go by the calculator. Ready for taxi. Via Alpha Bravo to our holding point. Arm the auto throttle. Really cool is that actually, I think this button right here actually, you see that goes up and down. That actually is your time acceleration controlled within the aircraft itself. And then here, I think resets it to regular speed. Not going to need it for this flight, but
Caribbean Airlines 200, contact
longer
Argyle
flights,
Tower,
especially in this plane, I'm going to
118
try to use it and see what it's like.
Contact Argyle Tower.
Alright, we're gonna have to double
118
back.
decimal Caribbean Airlines 200.
We're gonna
Argyle Tower, Caribbean Airlines 200. Runway 04, ready for departure.
Caribbean Airlines 200, line up, runway 04.
Line up, runway 04, Caribbean Airlines 200.
Alright, so we got everything going as if we're taking off. We're going to obviously double back because we're about halfway down the runway right now. All the way down there, spin around. Just joining, we're taxiing down the runway, getting to the starting point for runway 04 here at Argyle International Airport in Argyle, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we're doing a short hop about 80 miles down to St. George's, Grenada, Maurice Bishop International Airport. We're in the 737-700 from PMDG using the Caribbean Airlines livery. Real life flight Caribbean Airlines flight 200. Real life, this flight is flown in the ATR 72, but I wanted to get into the 700 and do a nice little hop in a plane that I spent money on, rather than a kind of a just a free, hey, here's a little skin ATR 72. So hope you're enjoying it. We're gonna spin around here, get slowed down. Interesting texture here at the end of the runway. Noticed that when we were coming in for the landing as well. An interesting
Caribbean Airlines 200, wind 50 degrees at 13 knots, runway 04 cleared for takeoff.
Runway 04 cleared for takeoff. Caribbean Airlines 200.
Here's another beautiful freeware upgrade for Caribbean airport. There are quite a few Caribbean airports made by, I forget the creator, but going through and really enhancing the scenery for a lot of these international airports in the Caribbean. Really nice. Very appreciative of that. All right, we're ready for takeoff. Double checking, make sure everything. Position flight directors are on. Auto throttle. Let me do probably a checklist I should probably be following. Before takeoff, flaps green light. Yep. Stabilizer trim units. Yes, we are there. Stabilizer trim. I knew what stabilizer trim was. Honest. Do the yaw damper. Okay. And okay. Here we go. I think it's this. We don't want to have that set actually.
knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
You're up. Hey Mika! In time for takeoff. Got the terrain map on, you can see that terrain coming up on right in front of us.
Terrain, pull up.
kind of... I feel like we should have be a little bit climbing a little bit more.
Too low. Terrain.
Just skimming these mountains. Takeoff. And engine bleeds are on. Check. Packs auto. Check. Landing gear up and off.
Caribbean Airlines 200. Contact Maurice Bishop.
Check.
Approach 119.
Flaps up, no lights.
Contact Morris Bishop approach 119.4. Caribbean Airlines 200. Morris Bishop approach Caribbean Airlines 200. Inbound Reeses at 3,100. Caribbean Airlines 200. Radar contact. Expect
Are we not even going to climb to our cruise?
Approach runway 10. Report when ready for descent.
Are we that close that I don't even have to I'm not even going to get up to cruise? Wow. Yeah, we're only 15 minutes out. Quite amazing. Like, nah, you just stay at 3,000. Alright, so we're doing a VOR DME runway 10 approach. Position Golf November Delta.
Expect Golf November Delta. VORDME approach runway 10. Report when ready for descent. Caribbean Airlines 200.
I get up at least to 10,000. VNAV is holding us at... We got 12,000 on there.
Caribbean Airlines 200. Ready for descent. Caribbean Airlines 200. Continue climb. Flight level 120.
There it is. Alright, so our arrival is going to be runway...
Caribbean Airlines 200.
VDM, yeah? VOR DME. Position. Part over here. VOR DME. Same thing. Okay, climbing to 12,000 feet. We're gonna be probably not even get to 12,000 before we start descending. Got a few other planes behind us. Cool. Always nice when I can see some other lights coming in. It means the airport's actually alive and the traffic's working. I'm going to take a quick look at our approach here. We are going to be capturing the glide slope at 1,000 feet, amber. Once we get to the VOR, we need to be at 4,000, so that's the airport. Golf November Delta. VOR is 117.1. Decision height or decision altitude is 400 feet. That's our minimum. Airport elevation of 425. So let's jump over our up here and put that in. 50. There we go. We're almost at 12,000 anyway. There it is. Okay, landing lights off. And we'll turn the seatbelt signs off for just a short while. If anyone needs to run to the bathroom really quick. Okay, so I want to look into the, say, the radio page, but there is no radio page. It's actually right down here. Wow. ADF. ADF is a 362 for Grenada. I thought it was. I don't know what ADF is. Our radio. So VOR we want 117.1. So it's slightly different than the 738, right? 7.1. I'm losing my hearing or something. My voice is sounding like I'm going through a bad microphone on my end. I'm not even listening on, it's just my ears. Weird. Hey Matei, welcome in. Yeah, I'm trying to get flights in whenever I can. We'll see if we can get a really fast up here. I guess that's just a high ground speed. Let's see, what was I thinking? I want to put in that, the minimum. Or, air minimum is going to be 400 feet.
Caribbean Airlines 200, contact Piarco, center 123.7. Contact Piarco, center 123.7. Caribbean Airlines 200.
Put in the final course for
Piarco
our
center, Caribbean
approach.
Airlines 200. Inbound, diesel at flight level 120. Caribbean Airlines 200, radar contact, maintain flight level 120. Maintain flight level 120. Caribbean Airlines 200. Piarco Center, Caribbean Airlines 1505 at flight level 50. Climbing, flight level 150.
Yeah, but hopefully I'll get a flight in. We'll see if I can get a flight in this afternoon. If I don't get a stream in, at least I'm going to do a flight trying to use time acceleration with this plane. Because I want to do some longer flights, but realistic longer flights in this plane, in these PMDG planes. But obviously I don't have the time to always do a 6-7 hour flight, but you can do the time acceleration, and I feel like I got permission from a real pilot who said, yeah, that's totally realistic, is to do that time acceleration, because in real life we fly those kind of flights. Now, yeah, we don't accelerate time, but if you're always flying these short 1 hour flights, you're not really doing what real pilots do, because real pilots do, you know, 1-2 hour flights, but then they'll have a flight where it might be 4, 5, 6 hours in their day as well. And you get your different weights and all that too. Alright, proceed direct to Golf November Delta. We are doing that. We're 26.7 out. We need to be at 4,000 feet once we get there, though. So I'm going to descend to 4,000 feet, despite the fact that AT's not behaving properly. I wonder if the VNAV, probably our top of descent right there. Yep, there goes VNav. It's going to start descending us. Well, yes. But he was talking like in the 737, and yeah, he's a 737 pilot, and so like his typical day, he'll have like a 1 or a 2 hour flight, and then he'll have a couple of those, but then he'll also have one longer flight during the day. So he'll have a couple short flights and then one longer flight. Now again, within the 737, it's going to be that longer flight's going to be 5, 6, 7 hours maybe at the most. Yeah, obviously if we're flying the bigger planes, and again, if you're flying the bigger planes, what's more real? His argument was, what's more realistic, to fly the 747 on a 20 minute to an hour and a half flight, which there are real flights like that. Almost all my flights I fly in this world tour are real life flights, and sometimes we fly these bigger planes that are only a 20-minute flight, but that's a real flight. But more of your 747 flights or your A330 flights or your 777 flights, whatever, are going to be those 10-hour, 17-hour, 20-hour flights. And so that's going to be the realistic flight. Now the question then is, well, do I do that in real time? Well, you can do it in real time. Do you want to have your computer running the whole time? Are you going to sit in front of your computer the whole time? What's more realistic? Pilots, yeah, the pilots are sitting there and they're reading newspapers, taking naps and that stuff. But you're in a simulator. You have the opportunity to do time dilation, the time acceleration. So why not take advantage? London to Sydney, yeah, there is a flight from London to Sydney. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna turn on the landing lights. And we'll light ourselves up. At least we'll turn the runway turn-off lights on.
124.0 Caribbean Airlines 414.
Jump over here to the landing calculator.
Caribbean Airlines 200. Descend and maintain. Flight level 40. Descend and maintain. Flight level 40. Caribbean Airlines 200.
Clearance. Alright, so we're landing at runway, we have 10, yep. That, I believe, on reverser. Okay. Okay, so let me pop up that, there's that landing calculator again. I put it all in. See, the flaps is telling us we're going to go flaps 30. Now we can change this if we want, but I think, go flaps 30. So that's going to be our shot. A landing weight, our approach speed 133, touchdown speed 131, VREF 126. Landing altitude is 50. That's what we want to put up in that. That's really cool that has that pressurization. It's also got all the information about our different auto brakes. So we can do auto brake 1. That's going to give us a margin of 732 feet or meters. 2. You can see the max manual. I believe this is I'm not sure what manual is. That's slamming on the brakes. But we'll do auto brakes 2. Another way you can actually look at this is to check your airport map and see where the turnoff is. Relation. That's about halfway. Gives a terminal.
Caribbean Airlines 1505.
Halfway would be about 1,300 feet. Go back to that calculator. Maybe we'll do max. We'll get stopped and we'll get off the runway. Let's do that. See how that works. Just go max reverser, max up. If you're looking to maximize your time in the sky, you might consider taking the current longest flight in the world. Just board a Singapore Airlines plane in New York City and disembark in Singapore. Yeah, that is a long one. But again, there has been part of me that's like, oh yeah, I'd love to do that and just leave the computer running overnight, because I believe in, I used to believe in the concept that it's like you only do realistic time. And obviously if you're, if you're doing, your tracking programs are going to track it based on how much time you're actually in the sim. But you can always write that down and say, yeah, I did a long flight. Wow, there's a lady. We're going to be flying there soon. Hey, Sasha. But yeah, I'd like to do a longer flight like that, but probably at least do a time acceleration. Even time acceleration, Even if you do like 4 times, 8 times, I think is pretty stable in the PMDG. You're still only cutting a few hours on a 20-hour flight. Now, of course, you're not doing it in the PMDG, at least the 737. Once they get the 777, yeah, we'll be able to do that. Turn heading 287.
Caribbean Airlines 1505. Caribbean Airlines 200. Descend and maintain.
Where are we going here? Okay, we just hit the VOR. We're a little high on the VOR. Or a little high coming over. Shouldn't it be right over the airport? Oh, there's the airport. There it is.
Caribbean Airlines 200. Caribbean Airlines 200 cleared VORDME approach at 900 runway 10. Report established inbound track. Cleared VORDME approach at 900 runway 10.
Got to turn the seatbelt signs back on.
Inbound track Caribbean Airlines 200.
Alright, let me get my part up. What I'm doing. Doing a little turnout. Alright, that 15 miles out, we need to be 2,200 feet. We're a little high right now. See that? Once we get back to amber, we need to be at 1,000. So we're kind of struggling. Yeah, I disagree. Throw in there. Probably what it is. We're landing at flaps 30, so let's start getting our flaps out. Okay, landing gear down. For flaps 25. Also asking for full flaps. Okay, we're established on inbound track.
200, established on inbound track.
Once we hit amber, we'll go a 3-degree descent.
Continue approach.
Minimum is 400 feet.
Airlines 200.
If we do need to do a go around, we're going to turn right, climb to 2,000 feet, and head back the VOR. We're gonna head, then we're gonna turn right onto track 120 out of the VOR. Return to the VOR. Then probably, presumably, go into holding pattern, and then once we're cleared, we'll go the whole VOR attempt again. Go around right there. There's the go around procedure. We got 70 degrees at 14 knots. So a little bit of a kind of headwind. Too bad. Wiggling that. And then
1,000.
wasn't paying attention there. Oh, I forgot to hit approach too for like, want to do it like an auto land. Take this in manual. No?
Caribbean Airlines 200, wind 90 degrees at 18 knots, clear to land 10. Clear to
Approaching
land
minimums.
10. Caribbean Airlines 200.
Minimums.
Continue. I think we're a little bit below the glides.
300.
We're back up. Not really good at the glide slope. Now we're pretty low there on the approach.
$100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Caribbean Airlines 200, when vacated, contact ground 121.9. When vacated, contact ground 121.9. Caribbean Airlines 200.
It's really quick, that way we didn't have to go all the way down and taxi back. Okay, landing lights off, taxi lights on,
Maurice
APU,
ground, Caribbean
start up.
Airlines 200, runway vacated. Caribbean Airlines 200, taxi to 3. Taxi to 3, Caribbean Airlines 200.
Taxiing to parking 3. Parking 3, it's going to be on the edge over there. don't think I have an upgrade for this airport. Or if it's a little bit of an upgrade, but not like much. Not like our last one. No, my last flight I didn't actually, didn't even register the landing rate. I didn't check the landing rate at all. That's not really where you want those stairs to be, but... limitations of them, I guess. Parking brake set. Taxi lights off. APU generating. And engine cutoff position. Up here, we'll turn off the flight directors. Up.
Ground, sea breeze 416, runway vacated. Sea breeze 416, taxi to parking.
I like how parking 3 doesn't exist.
Taxi 2, parking 7, sea breeze 416.
I want to go there. See, sometimes GSX does not play nice with you. Oh, is that parking 3? I see. Doesn't match the map. Warp over there so that we can do the GSX and get unloaded here.
The boarding requested.
Okay, let's get our bill chocks. Let's do ground services cart. Ground power. Turn off the APU.
Passengers bus is coming.
Now let's do a quick final part on the flight here. Alright, so passengers are deboarding. Let's check out the Volanta landing rate. Negative 239, not too bad. Flight time 24 minutes. 114 passengers in. Landing speed a little bit low, but decent flight overall. Not too bad. Gotta get this right. We'll put that away, and we'll bring up the world tour map. Does that? I don't know. And reveal where we just arrived, which is Grenada. There it is. So filling in a lot of the world maps so far and making our way through the Caribbean. Very nice. Alright, the next flight, we're going to be flying from Grenada up to St. John's, Antigua, and Barbuda, I can't say it. We'll be in the 787-10 from British Airways. Again, all over the microphone now.
Passengers bus is coming.
Good. Yeah, so the next stream will be from here to St. John's, Antigua, and Barbuda. We'll be in the 787-10 British Airways. And that will be Saturday morning. Probably Saturday morning, maybe Friday afternoon. Could possibly be Friday afternoon, but for sure Saturday morning, normal time. Might go a little bit early to get that flight in and a couple flights. I'm finished work early on Friday, so might do a stream, but maybe we'll do a different flight in that world tour if that's the case. So I hope to see you then. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks, Matai. Hope you have a good day. Sasha, Mika, everyone who stopped by today. I got the boy over here, so I might probably do some practice flights if not. But I will see you on Saturday for sure. Taking off, he's running away. So I will see you then. Thanks for stopping by. Until next time, take care and happy flying. Gotta get some. There we go.